Have you ever wondered why my banner is a shiny Shinx? This is my greatest deck I've ever made. This is what I brought to Toronto back in the day, the regional last year. And right now it looks like we're going against a Gardevoir. So we're gonna go for a Pidgey that does not exist. It's right there. I'm looking for like the other artwork, but normally I go for Rotom going first, but we'll go for this Pidgey here since I have Rare Candy Pidgeot in hand. And we're probably gonna get Iono next turn. But yeah, Luxray EX, man. This is my favorite Pokemon. It's my favorite deck. And I'm a firm believer that I can make this deck to work. And I've been holding off on making this video. This past few months in this new meta, it's been pretty tough against the Dragapult item lock deck. So I have been kind of moving off of it, relying on, you know, either a turbo big basic like Miraidon, or, okay, so this guy's gonna pass, and I think he's AFK. And yeah, there we go, he's finally inactive for too long. We have the intro. We have the intro done. Let's go for the heads. We definitely always want to go first. Even though there is Badoo here, I just need to be able to get that first attack to really get the control aspect going. Otherwise, I'm kind of screwed. And also, with this rotation, I'm losing Rotom V, which is like basically quintessential to my deck. Because there's so many moving parts that I kind of need. So that initial 3 draw is so critical. And we're not getting any of that. This would have been a perfect hand had I just had one basic Pokemon. And we're going to be starting Lumineon. Not ideal, but we do have the energy in hand to retreat it in case. And we're going to be going against Gardevoir. Let's see what we can do here. I mean, that does imply that there's no Badoo in play. We do have the Rotom in our deck. So let's go for the Nest Ball on it. There we go. And I'm not pressed of like rotating this Lumineon out, but we will attach for turn and then just go for an instant charge. I hope I don't get Iono'd here because I do have the Rare Candy Pidgeot ready to go. And then possibly, if I have the Forest Seal Stone, I could just straight go for an attack on this Munkidori here. But we'll see. They're going to play Heavy Ball. There's a Screamtail. And that kind of scares me, so I'm going to have to use that Artisan to get Manaphy next turn. There's Artisan right now. They're going to need a Ralts, at least one Rats before passing it up. They're going to go for another Munkidori. Alright. I mean, Munkidori is pretty critical in this matchup here. There is a Psychic Energy discarded. Yeah, Munkidori might just be my worst enemy because, like, there's the Arven now. Wow, so this person does have everything. So there's a Buddy Poffin and a TM Evo, pretty much guaranteed. Yep. And then you can get your 2 Ralts. So this is, like, the most ideal setup that you could probably have here. There's a TM Evo onto 2 Kirlia, and that's a... I mean, hey, respect to you. We definitely need the Manaphy from Screamtail. And we get a Prime Catcher, so this Lumineon is no longer stuck. But let's take a look at what we need. Definitely need this Manaphy here. We have the Forest Seal Stone in deck, and we have the Arven for the Rare Candy Pidgeot. So we're going to need a few things, though. So let's go for the Manaphy. So grab Arven for Rare Candy Forest Seal Stone. We can evolve into our Pidgeot EX here. Go for a Quick Search and grab our... We need a Luxray. Oh my god, what the hell just happened? We don't have the energy, though. That's the issue. We can go for the Rare Candy Luxray, but then we don't have energy to attack, necessarily. So, we'll grab that for now. Put the stone onto our Rotom. Go for a Star Alchemy. Go for a Rare Candy here. Throw that there. And I think we just throw down a Pidge and retreat into it. Because we don't need this extra Pidgey anymore. And I want to keep that Lumineon alive. And we'll go simply for an instant charge here. Not the most ideal. I think we're just missing a double turbo to really get this going. But I have my Pokemon set up. Their hand is not that huge. They're going to have a few refinements here, but they only have, what, 1 energy in the discard? So not the greatest. And their Munkidori is stuck inactive here. And yeah, we have our Quick Search for the DTE. That's like realistically the only way you can find the DTE. I do play 4 just to maximize the chances of having it in my hand. But that is one of the flaws. I think with something like Charizard that also plays Pidgeot EX, you have the self-acceleration, which this deck doesn't have. But DT does make it as easy as possible. As easy as it can get, so... Unfortunately, we are losing something like that for rotation, leaving us only with Neo Upper Energy. And I don't want to play Neo Upper Energy. I need this Prime Catcher. There's a attach onto Munkidori. There's a Klefki. I mean, that could hurt my Rotom, but I already have everything I need now set up. So I'm not too pressed about it. And they are nowhere near a Gardevoir yet, and nowhere near enough energy to really use it. So they're going to select attach cards, go for a retreat into Klefki here. And I'm going to lose my Rotom, and they're going to boss. What they're going to boss? My Lumineon, my Rotom here, my Luxray. That's perfect for me, I guess. Let's go for a quick search. Let's find our DTE. And that Klefki is really not doing them much, so I'm going to use my boss here. We go for this boss onto a Kirlia, and I'm going to save this Lost Vacuum. This is very critical for this Guardian matchup. If they ever go for a Drifloon play with the Bravery Charm, taking that is great. And we also have a Wellspring Mask Ogerpon for late game retreat lock. They're going to know I have it now, but that's completely fine. We'll go for a Piercing Gaze now. And Piercing Gaze lets you discard a card from your opponent's hand. Any card. So we're going to get rid of this Unfair Stamp right away, because that is alarming. And that's that, man. No Unfair Stamp. That was probably their way to get back into the game. And now they only have one Refinement Kirlia on the board to get draw. They're going to push the Klefki back into the active, play a Buddy Poffin for 1 Ralts. Speaking of wasted bench space, I have a Lumineon V and a Pidgey just sitting there. But, you know, such is life. I think this one Luxray can sort of keep me going as long as I can keep them from doing anything. There's another Munkidori, and they're going to pass. And while we're here, I think we can just go simply for another boss, if I have it in here. That's perfect. We don't have a backup Shinx to attach onto, so I'll just attach onto the active in case I do want to use Volt Strike. So I do play Electric Energy for that second attack. And we'll go for the boss here on this Kirlia, because I'm trying to keep them without draw. And they only have 1 Ralts on the bench now. Let's get rid of that. And we can discard another Kirlia, because why would I give them a Kirlia to evolve into? I don't know. So we take a Nest Ball off the prizes. They're desperately searching for an Iono or something, because they're letting me just erase their hand. There's a Super Rod for 1 Ralts, 1 Kirlia, and an Energy. We're going to go for the Artisan, on 2 Ralts. And I don't even think, I have a Prime Catcher to kill more Ralts, but I think we're okay, honestly. So let's go for a Quick Search, and let's just use our time that we bought here for a Turo. And we can Professor Turo up this Lumineon here, so we can make room for another Shinx. Let's go for Buddy Poffin. Definitely want to thin these out of my deck, so let's get another Shinx going just for backup. And we can work on this Shinx while we control their hand, basically. So we can go for Piercing Gaze, see what they top deck. An Ultra Ball, yeah, definitely don't want that in there. So now, even if they had it, they would have had to discard both cards in their hand for a Pokemon. And now they don't have it. All they have is a Cresselia. There's no Gardevoir to make it work. They're going to top deck something. They're hoping for not that. And they're going to pass. So the issue with Luxray is the damage is like incredibly low. I don't know if punching this Munkidori lets them move a bunch of damage onto my board, which I don't really love. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach a Power Glass to this Luxray, go for a Quick Search for Lightning Energy, and we're going to go for the Volt Strike to kill this Munkidori here. Unfortunately, we do have, what we can do is retreat off. We're gonna do something wild here. We're gonna retreat off the DTE just so I can Piercing Gaze for the max amount, and we're gonna Prime Catcher their other Munkidori and put this Luxray in, and then go for the 120 Piercing Gaze. That way we don't have to deal with the -20 from the DTE, and we can delete their last card in their hand, which is the Cresselia that we've already seen every single turn. And we take out their Munkidori, and they can't use Adrena Brain on us. They're gonna push them Drifloon. We can attach another Lightning Energy via Power Glass. I did change my mind mid-turn there, but I think that was a better play. They're gonna finally go for the Iono. Good for them. We get another Luxray here, and an Airy. There's an Ultra Ball, and they have no way of killing my Luxray here. So they're just gonna have to go for some draw, and I will just keep on removing the resources from their hand until I finish this game. So let's see. They're gonna go for Refinement, away a Psychic Energy for 2, a Nest Ball for Fezandipiti. Okay, I mean in that case, then I can just I did use all my bosses, so I can't find that Fezandipiti anymore. So we'll just have to opt for these single prize KOs. There's a Counter Catcher onto my Rotom, so that means we do have to burn a Quick Search to rotate my Rotom out, but I have an Airy in my hand to do some more control play. There's a Night Stretcher. Not really effective in getting an energy back because I Power Glassed it onto Luxray, so we're gonna have the Quick Search here. Let's find a DTE, and you know, retreating DTE kind of sucks sometimes, but that's just the way life goes, man. And we're gonna retreat into the Luxray, play the Airy. Let's get rid of Nest Ball and Buddy Poffin. They have an Arven, Iono, and Psychic Energy in their hand, and we can just go for another Piercing Gaze and remove that Iono, because I don't want to get Iono'd again. And that's it. We have one prize left to take. We have a fully loaded Luxray to one-shot anything on their board, and it's looking pretty grim for this Gardevoir player here. There's another Kirlia, so we do get to draw 4 cards, plus benching something with Artisan. There's nothing left in the deck. They're gonna go for Refinement. I think their Gardevoir is still somewhere in there, right? Yeah. So they could get Gardevoir on. There's another Refinement. So swap out the 2 cards in your hand for 4. And then we have a Flip the Script as well to go down even further. There's a Flip the Script into a Gardevoir for the first time. And what attacker do they choose? They have the Screamtail here. I have a Manaphy, so they can't just like rail my Rotom. Here's an Arven for an Earthen Vessel and a Bravery Charm. Okay, so they're gonna look to KO my Luxray here. There's an Earthen Vessel for a Psychic Energy. They have 2 cards in their deck. There is 1 Psychic attached to Screamtail, and they're gonna retreat into Gardevoir EX. There is a Bravery Charm on the Screamtail. Here's a Psychic Embrace for, I guess they're gonna punch me with Miracle Force, which I guess is fine. And I wish they put 2 more damage counters on there, but they're gonna, I'm assuming they have Monkey Dory here. There's a Drina Brain. If that Monkey Dory wasn't there, I would have just punched back with Volt Strike, but unfortunately not. They're gonna move their 30 damage onto my Pidgey, and they're gonna go for Miracle Force for 190. I mean, unfortunately, there's not much really I could do here. I can go for a Quick Search, get a Rare Candy. Yeah, I mean, I have a game plan here, so it's either gonna be, we're gonna have to punch for 1 more, and then next turn we can guarantee our win, basically. Let's go for a Piercing Gaze here for 120, and we can get rid of, I don't want to discard their Psychic Energy for them. I'll discard a Charm. They already have 2 Arvens in there, so it's kind of redundant to burn another one. And what are they going to find in their deck with Arven? They have 1 card left. So at this point, this guy is dragging it. And you know who else is dragging it? All my opponents in Toronto also playing Gardevoir. No shade, but Gardevoir is just a slow playing deck. Especially when I'm trying to play Control, it's just, even if I win the first game, it's hard for me to find the time to win both in this specific matchup in a best of 3. So typically what would happen was, if I lost the first one and like started winning the second one, they would just take forever and I wouldn't be able to win to tie. Or I would win one, they would choose which side they wanted to go first, and then, wow, there is a Professor Turo. Okay, so they're really working hard for this comeback here. They're gonna push a Curlia. Here's a Gardevoir. Here's a Psychic Embrace for 1, for 2, for 3. There's an Artisan. And how many Ionos do they have remaining? Maybe 1. There's my Luxray. Push up our Pidgeot here. And we're just gonna try to deck him out, man. This is getting kind of ridiculous. Let's go for a Quick Search for an Energy. We can go for an Ultra Ball on our Nest Ball and our Night Stretcher for this Lumineon. Venture Lumineon. They're making me play all of my techs. So we're gonna get a Xerosic Machinations from the Lumineon and play it and remove this 8-card hand from them. And then once we get a look into their hand, we're gonna delete that Iono and make them deck out next turn. There goes 2 Arvens and a bunch of guys. Let's retreat into our Luxray, attach a DT onto there, and then go for a Piercing Gaze for 100. And let's discard this Gardevoir EX. So is their last card an Iono? I'm not sure. If it is, that would be kind of annoying. I'm just hoping their last Iono is prized here. They're gonna bench a Monkey Dory, play a Night Stretcher for Dark Energy, I'm assuming. Yeah, and now they have 0 cards in their deck. They're gonna try to Adrena Brain. They would a retreat from the Gardevoir into their Screamtail. Here's a Psychic Embrace for 2, 3, 4. Oh my god. 5 energies. That's 100 damage on the Screamtail. Let's do 2 Adrena Brains off the Gardevoir. They're gonna ping 60 onto my Luxray. Dude, you have 0 cards in your deck, man. And then here's a Screamtail for 200. It's not even enough to kill my Luxray, but, you know, this person really wanted me. I don't know if you guys seen my Torterra video, but in that video I also went against a Gardevoir, and that video only has 2 games and it's like 30 minutes long. So, here's a Gardevoir game. Let's get into another one. Hopefully it's not the same guy. We're gonna wait a little bit and try to find another game to showcase Luxray EX against something else that's not Gardevoir, because I've played this matchup about 300 times in the past year, and I need to see something else, man. Not the ideal basic Pokemon in hand once again, but I'm gonna think Toedscruel is a bit more... Oh, speaking of Toedscruel, we're playing against Toedscruel EX, which I've actually never played against before. We're gonna take a mulligan, and I need to read what the hell was going on in that. Toedscruel EX, it does prevent all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to all your Pokemon that have energy attached. Okay, so this is good against Dragapult, it seems. And then it does 40 more damage for each bench Pokemon that has grass energy. Okay, so they're going to be playing some sort of like Area 0. And we're going to have 2 Buddy Poffins in hand. We have our Rotom, so that's pretty good. We'll go for 2 Shinx. I'm not going to overbench for Pidgey because I do have this Toedscool kind of sitting there. And we'll go for a Nest Ball onto our Rotom. And hopefully we find an Arven for the Forest Seal Stone, Ultra Ball. Oh my god, we have everything we need for next turn. That is incredible. We just need to find a way to retreat the Toedscruel and a way to get an energy onto Luxray. And that will be amazing. So they're going to bench a Hoot and pass. Wow. Not the best start, but we have basically everything we need. Oh, we have Turo even. Let's go for Pidgeot. Was that the world's greatest instant charge? It might just be. It actually might just be. Let's go for a quick search onto a double turbo. Do we want to have the Toedscruel? I don't know. I feel like I'm going to take the Toedscruel out if I need it later. That could be totally fine. But we're going to use this Turo, pick up this Toedscruel, promote our Luxray, and what else do we need? We have the Shinx. Honestly, this is pretty good. I could go for another Shinx in the background, but honestly, I'm just going to go for Piercing Gaze, hit him for 100, and let's start... Oh, 2 energy switch kind of stinks. We'll delete a Glass Trumpet, just to avoid the grass energy from stacking up onto his deck. Get a TM Devo off the prizes. And with the low damage output of Piercing Gaze with a double turbo, valid win condition against big decks is TM Devo. Like, if you can gust around, oh my god, they're just gonna pass again. Here's a boss. We could use the boss, but I'm not really inclined to. Yeah, they don't have a Terra Pokemon. We'll just quick search for a Luxio and just set up our next Lux right here. And, you know, at this point, I'm happy we can bench a Toedscool. If they have Night Stretcher, we'll just prevent that from working. We'll go for another Piercing Gaze and delete an energy switch. Why not? This deck is all about preventing your opponent from setting up. Oh my god, if this matchup actually goes to fruition and he has all this grass energy in play, this Luxray with Energy Crush, doing 50 damage for each energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon, would go absolutely bonkers. But I don't think we're going to let that happen because they have no Terra Pokemon and no Noctowl. There is an energy switch onto the Hoot, and they're going to pass it up again. Yeah, I don't really understand. Man, like, I kind of just feel bad right now, but we're just going to find another Luxray EX. Put that there. Go for a Nest Ball on another Shinx, just so we can build up an Energy Crush one. And go for a Piercing Gaze, kill their single lone Toedscool, delete their Area Zero in their hand, and they have 0 cards in their hand. Just like my opponent last game. Find an Electric Energy off the top, push the Hoot, and what we need, like, yeah, it's not happening, man. GG. It would have been cool to see the Energy Crush, but we're gonna go for one more. That did lighten my mood after that Gardevoir game. So let's get into another one. Let's go for a Heads on a flip. It's gonna hit Tails. And they're gonna let me go first once again, which is quite lovely. Quite lovely, I get to say. And we have the Shinx and the Pidgey to start. So we'll put the Shinx up here, put a Pidgey. And I'm gonna see an Eevee here, which I don't really mind at all. We're gonna have a Rotom. And since we're at the threat of a potential donk here, we're gonna go for one more Eevee and one more Pidgey and one more Shinx. And we'll attach onto the backup Shinx. And we can go for an instant charge here. And I hope I don't get Iono'd because a Forest Seal Stone and a Rare Candy in hand is pretty optimal. They're going to immediately evolve into Flareon, of course. Do we have Sparkling Crystal? We do have Sparkling Crystal. And do we have an Energy in our hand? Which we do have both of those because you can find, Earthen Vessel and Sparkling Crystal. So this is a pretty good start for the Flareon. I see why they want to go second. The Buddy Poffin and the Crystal, so I'm assuming we have the energy in our hand. There's a Buddy Poffin for Hoot and Fan Rotom. And Flareon is honestly looking like one of the best evolutions with that Burning Charge attack. And it seems pretty versatile. Like, you can just charge up any Pokemon you really want. And with that, like, Auto Evolve, activating Noctowl seems pretty good too. So honestly, like, this is a pretty hype deck. Here's a Sparking Crystal, here's a Water Energy. And there's going to be a Burning Charge to kill my little Shinx boy here, which is quite unfortunate. And they're going to load up energies, I'm assuming, onto the Eevee. Yep. And that's a fantastic start from them. And this deck really struggles against stage 1s because of the weird numbers, but we'll see if we can make this work. We'll promote a Pidgey. We find another double turbo, which we don't really need right now. Let's go for a Forest Seal Stone, Star Alchemy onto Pidgeot EX. And it's looking like he wants to do a Jolteon thing, so there's no like bench snipe, so this Manaphy's not necessary. We'll go for a Rare Candy onto Pidgey. And we can go for a Nest Ball for Fezandipiti. And then simply go for an Iono here and see what we can find. We just need a Rare Candy and a Luxray to really get things going. So there's a Luxray, and we can go for a quick search, find our Rare Candy. We can evolve into our Luxray here, and let's hope we can find a Shinx from the heavy wall. I didn't really check. Okay, so we have a boss, Airy, Rare Candy, Pidgeot. Let me see. I think I want to use our Prime Catcher here and just get rid of one of the Hoot Hoots. Let's go for a Flip the Script. I want to get another Shinx on the bench if possible. No, somehow I find a Manaphy that just Iono to the bottom of my deck. This is how it always goes. And I'm not really inclined to use this Night Stretcher on my Shinx right now, because they don't have a way to one-shot my Luxray. So we're just going to go for a Prime Catcher, take a Hoot Hoot, and really just try to slow their gameplay down. Actually, no, I think I do need a Night Stretcher for the Shinx, because they'll probably get a Carnelian off, unless I can stop it, really. There's a 200 damage onto a 50 HP Hoot Hoot, and let's just get rid of this Flareon here. We don't want two Flareons in play. Nest Ball would be pretty hard for that Fezandipiti, but I think just getting rid of a Flareon for that backup Eevee's pretty nice. Get a Power Glass off the prizes. And we just want to keep their hand kind of dead, so killing the Hoot Hoots is pretty good. Maybe taking that Nest Ball was the answer in case I do play Fez. Let's see though. Who isn't playing Fezandipiti nowadays? It's like, kind of like a must play. There's an Earthen Vessel. They're gonna Earthen Vessel with a Mew. I was looking at that Mew and I was like, they could use it to draw, but it seems like it's the worst card in their hand. For 2 energies, here is a Nest Ball for Fezandipiti, of course. But of course. And I flip the script into 7. And we have the Zerostic in hand, so it's pretty hype. They're gonna attach for the Flareon, and the Carnelian is online. Do they have a boss for the Pidgeot? We're praying that they don't. Or an Ultra Ball for the Noctowl for the boss. There's another Eevee. There is a counter gain on the Eevee. And here's a Carnelian for 280. Okay, I don't really mind that. So we do, the Zerostic doesn't really come into play because her hand is so small again. So we'll simply go for an Ultra Ball away this Manaphy, and honestly just the entire Toedscool line. Screw it, we don't need you. And let me think, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 energy. 4 times 50 is 200. I unfortunately don't have a way to use that single prize Luxray to take out a prize yet, but we're gonna have it sit there. Ooh, I don't want to like reveal it though just yet. We can go for a Luxio, I think. Let's go for a Luxio. We're gonna hide the fact that we have a single prize Energy Crush Luxray, and we can go for a Quick Search. Let's just like try to set it up a little bit, because Arven will get us there next turn. Let's get a Lightning Energy for Luxio. Let's go for an Arven. Let's grab this Lost Vacuum, and someone's like spamming music outside my house right now. We'll go to Devolution. That's actually insane how loud that is. We're gonna Lost Vacuum away a Manaphy. Get rid of this Sparkling Crystal here. We're playing like a dubstep remix of Katy Perry or something outside. We're gonna go for a Piercing Gaze. It's not a lot of damage, but I just checked their EV below, and they do have... Okay, what are they missing? They're missing the Lightning for this Carnelian here. And they're missing the Water for that one. I think they're gonna want... They don't have the Flareon anywhere near here, so we're gonna throw away the Lightning to prevent this Carnelian again. They could go for a Burning Charge, but if they go for the Burning Charge, right, we have the Energy Crush Luxray to kill basically whatever's on their bench. And then we can go finish them off for Devo on this Flareon. So that's my line that I'm sort of seeing. Throwing that Lightning Energy does help a lot. They're gonna switch. Are they going to switch into the EV and then retreat so they can Burning... I mean, they can just Burning Charge me, you know? Why would... Okay. Unless they found that Flareon off the top. I already threw one out. There's a Water Energy. We're going to go for the Coruscating Quartz, guys. Yeah, okay. So we're going to lose our Luxray EX here to an EV EX. And, you know, that's just the way life goes sometimes. They'll take that. We're going to promote EV here. I mean, promote Pidgeot. I'm confusing my bird with my dog. It's really strange. Go for the Flip the Script. This here, Flip the Script. We have a Luxray EX. We're not going to use it, though. We're not going to use it, though. We're going to go for an Arven. Grab another Buddy Poffin, just to have another Shinx ready to go. Yep, there we go. This is the most interesting way I've ever played against a Flareon EX deck. And we're going to find our Luxray off the Quick Search and evolve the Luxio into a single prize Luxray. And you didn't see this coming, man. Let's go for the Energy Crush for 250 damage, because they have 5 energy in play. And knock out this EVEX for another 2 prizes. We have a single prize attacker on the board. Grab the Airy and the Pidgeot off the prizes, and even though we're, you know, behind on the trade, I think with this single prize Luxray here, if they can't find a boss, it's gonna be quite tough for them. And they also don't have the Lightning Energy for Carnelian or the Crystal. Here's a Noctowl for the first time. Not bad. There is a Jewel Seeker for an Iono and a Terra Orb. Okay. So no boss for them. Here's a Terra Orb for another Flareon. They're going to evolve into their Flareon EX. I should have left my Devo in my deck. I don't know why I just grabbed it off the Arvin there. Here's a Nest Ball for another Hoot Hoot. It's pretty good to have. Pretty good to have. And there's Diono that he grabbed off the Noctowl. So both of us get sent down to 3. And we get the Bloodmoon Ursaluna EX, which is what I was thinking about using just now to kill this Flareon, because with that energy in my hand, I can just attack for free. So Devo won't even need to be coming into play here. And here's a Flip the Script. And they don't even have a way to... Oh, oops. Why did they punch my Luxray with Burning Charge? That was a blunder, because now if you actually use the ability, I hope he doesn't. Well, even if he doesn't use Burning Charge, like to attach onto his backup Flareon, you're enabling my Energy Crush. And he does opt to not use that. So unfortunately, my Energy Crush still does 150 damage to you, which is not enough actually. Oh, not enough. So what we will do, go for a quick search for our Devolution. Yeah, so we're playing reactionary control now. Since this Energy Crush doesn't take out the Flareon, which is okay, we'll just attach his Devo that we just lost onto our Luxray. And Devoing will kill this Flareon EX here. That also gives them Noctowl, which is maybe not what I want to do. You know what? I already committed to it. I'm going to admit my mistake, but we're going to take out this Flareon EX here. Give them a Noctowl, and they can find their boss, they can find their I don't know, whatever, but I think we'll be fine, because they still are at 3 prizes, and they don't have any method of taking 3 all at once. So we found a boss off the prize. It's pretty good. And they're going to push their EVEX here. So they do only need 1 energy. Wait, what? They can't even use that Hunter Gain to use Carnelian. That's only available for Burning Charge. I don't know why I'm overthinking things. So this EVEX, if evolved into Flareon, it can only use Burning Charge, which still only takes care of nothing besides this single prizer. So I'm curious to see what their line is. They have an Noctowl that I gave them graciously. There's a Noctowl. Here's a Jewel Seeker for an Ultra Ball in Area 0. Okay, so no Iono. There's an Area 0. And there's a Crispin. Okay, so they want to get the attack off. They don't... I'm surprised they didn't go for that Iono, because my hand is pretty big for a guy that's about to win by taking 2 prizes. For a Water Energy, and I'm assuming there's a Lightning also. So there's a Lightning. There's an Attach Return for Carnelian. And here's a Nest Ball. They're going to Nest Ball for nothing. Here's a Flip the Script into 9. Into another Noctowl. Okay. Luckily, their supporters already used for turn. Unless they have a Counter Catcher for my Pidgeot. For an Iono and a Buddy Poffin. Okay, so Crispin has been used, so Iono is not usable right now. And I have like the optimal hand to close out a game here, so I'm just hoping nothing really happens. They're gonna bench another EV. I mean, surely he finds a Counter Catcher, no? And there's a Burning Charge, okay. No more energy in his deck, but that's fine because the Carnelian is still available for next turn. And they're at 2 prizes left. Let's push our Pidgeot. And we don't even need a quick search. Let's just bench our Bloodmoon, attach our Double Turbo, retreat into Bloodmoon, and then we can boss their Fezandipiti and hit the Bloodmoon for 220 for the last 2 prizes of the game. And that's how we do it against Flareon EX. Stage 1's hard for me to win, but that Energy Crush Luxray coming into play as a single prize attacker, so not bad. Alright, so I forgot to take the thumbnail for this video, so we're going to get into another game just to get the thumbnail. And they're going to give me first once again. I mean, in this meta where everyone wants to go second, I get to enjoy going first as long as I don't get Badooed. And here's a Shinx for the start. Now, if there's a Badoo, it's kind of screwed. Can't lie. Because I don't have... Okay, there's a Squawkabilly in the active. And we'll just have 2 Pidgeys to bench. And there's no way to retreat our Shinx here, so we're just going to pray to God that it doesn't get KO'd. But seeing a Squawkabilly does not inspire confidence that my Shinx will live. There's a Flamigo. Oh, it's a United Wings deck. Okay, so that's ideal for me because I can hit them for weakness. But I'm just gonna... It's not very hard for United Wings to hit over 70 damage on their first turn here. So I'm just gonna pray that they don't have a switch to attack. There's a Nest Ball for Fezandipiti early on. And here's a Squawk and Seize. Oh, that's a lot of birds in the discard. It's a lot of birds. And a Rapska. Oh, they have the United Thunder Kilowatch. Well, that's pretty cool. Because you can snipe. Okay, that means if they're playing that, I might need to bust out the Manaphy here, but we'll see. There's an Explorer's Guidance. They'll discard Relors and a bird. Not the best Explorer's Guidance. Here's a Vessel for Dark Energy for 2 more. This might be a Motivate. Might be a Motivate incoming. Here's a Energy. Yeah, so no switch. And there's a Motivate to load up their Flamigo here. I mean, a Flamigo using United Wings without the DTE subtraction is not bad. Here's a Pidgeot. Let's go for an Arven. Let's grab a Rare Candy and a Forest Sealstone. A Rare Candy into this here Pidgeot. And I think lucky for them because I don't have energy in my hand, I don't get to attack. And that lets them live another day. Let me see if the Rotom's in there. The Rotom is in there, so let's go quick search for a Nest Ball, which is psychotic. Go for a Rotom. We're gonna Forest Sealstone. We're gonna Forest Sealstone for this here Buddy Poffin. Oh my god, this sucks. Buddy Poffin. It's got a Shinx, and there's no Manaphy. Unluckily, there's no Manaphy. So honestly, this might be a Toedscool angle. Let's go for a Toedscool. Let's have a matchup where the Toedscool comes into play, and then we can go for instant charge. And I threw in the Toedscruel line solely because of Goldango and Ancient Box, because they rely on superior energy retrieval a lot. So those decks are really hard for me to beat. A Toedscruel honestly just makes it completely winnable once it's online, because then you can just mill their superior energy retrievals with Luxray, and then also have them not work to begin with the Toedscruel. So they're gonna retreat into Flamigo. There's a boss. Are they taking down my my Toedscruel? Okay, so they're actually scared of my Toedscruel because they're playing Night Stretcher, but what else, man? There's a double turbo attached to Fezandipiti, and there's a United Wings until my Toedscruel. Huh. I've never seen United Wings be so stressed out about Toedscruel. And we'll push our Pidgeot, and we have the Arven for Rare Candy and a Power Glass. Why not? And they don't have a backup attacker. Their backup attacker is freaking Fezandipiti EX. So I'm not really sure what's happening right now, but I'm not complaining. We're gonna put a double turbo onto our Luxray and retreat into Luxray. Let's go for a quick search, and let's see. We can honestly start again, like setting up our Luxio here, our next Luxray, so we can just evolve that. Let's just go for a Piercing Gaze. That's 200 damage with the weakness, and we can just mill. What can we mill? Oh, they play Superior Energy Retrieval in this deck. That's funny. Let's mill their Thorin, because I don't want them to have an attacker this turn, and I want your Squawk ability to stay there so I can take 2 prizes on a big bird. So that's honestly pretty good Piercing Gaze for me. Prevent their setup here. And that's why they went for my Toedscool, because they have a Superior Energy Retrieval in this deck. They're going to attach onto Fezandipiti. Go for a Professor's Research. I'm going to see the Cruel Arrow onto my Luxio. My poor little Luxio. No. So sad. There's a Murkrow. There's an Earthen Vessel. Throwing away another Wattrel. Yeah, I'm gonna need to get that Manaphy out ASAP, bro. If Fezandipiti is really coming out here and just sniping my guys, okay, there's a Blender. It's pretty good. Throw away a bunch of more birds and a Rapska. And let's see how much damage. 3, 7, 11. 11 times 20, it's 220. Okay, that's enough to kill my Rotom later. That's pretty scary. Here's a Cruel Arrow. And they're gonna punch my Luxio on the bench. That's so sad, man. I worked so hard with that quick search. Should have seen it coming, honestly. There's a Wellspring Ogerpon, that's pretty good. But we're gonna go for a quick search onto this here Boss's Orders. Yeah, let's do that. Let's find the Squawkabilly and hold on to everything else. Don't really need this Devo, so we're just attached it onto our Pidgeot here. Piercing Gaze for 200 damage for weakness onto the Squawkabilly. And let's discard this Dark Energy, so their Murkrow can't attack. And we'll take 2 prizes. Hopefully one of these is a Manaphy. Okay, there is a Manaphy. And we're going to have to bench that next turn so the Fezandipiti doesn't get more value. Here's a Flip the Script into 6. I mean, if they get a boss and a Dark Energy, they could keep up with the prizes here, or take the lead on the prizes. There's an Ultra Ball. Do we find a Lumineon? If you find a Lumineon, okay, there's another Murkrow. Does United Wings play Lumineon? I'm not sure. Here's an Explorer's Guidance. Discard another Murkrow. Oh my god, they have 3 cards in deck. This is alarming for them. Here's an Ultra Ball. Oh, I forgot to take the thumbnail. Holy crap, I should have taken the thumbnail before Squawkabilly. They're gonna take my Pidgey. And before I forget, I'm gonna take a thumbnail photo. Let's go for this Manaphy bench, and then boss their lone Murkrow here. Attach for turn onto Luxray. And then go for a quick search. What do I need, honestly? Let's go for a Fezandipiti, I guess. Just to prevent any Iono shenanigans, but like, United Wings not playing Iono, bro. Let's just go for Piercing Gaze on this Murkrow. It's when you're like so far ahead, like sometimes quick search doesn't even matter. Let's get rid of this Night Stretcher. So this way their Murkrow still cannot attack. Take another prize. Find the Prime Catcher here. They're going to Earthen Vessel, find no energy in their deck, and I think that's about it. The Manaphy is now online. Fezandipiti can only attack my active, and yeah, I win with just a quick search for a lightning energy. So let's see. They're going to retreat their Fezandipiti into the Murkrow. Oh my god. Luckily I have the Prime Catcher, but again, my opponents today are really dragging it out, even though it's kind of over. And there's a pass. Okay. Let's go for a Prime Catcher on Fezandipiti. Push up this Pidgeot. Quick search for a lightning energy. And let's call it a day. Let's call it a day. Get a lightning energy. Hand is huge. Bang. Retreat into Luxray. And let's finish him off with a Volt Strike for 230 onto this Fezandipiti for our final 2 prizes. So many games in Luxray is killing a Fezandipiti, and that's just the way it goes, because you control their hand, and then they'll eventually catch up, and then you'll just be close enough where you can just Blood Moon or Luxray for the final KO. So that's it for the games today. That is my magnum opus. I'll see you guys in the next one.